Welcome back to International Scale Modder. I'm Lee. This is the monthly news show for July. Today we've got obviously the normal forum updates. We've got GB and SiGs start and end dates. I think there's one or two starting and ending this month as well. We've got mine and Paul's current build updates. We've got the prize draws, the normal prize, monthly prize draw and everything. We've also got the anniversary prize draw, the big one for all this mountain of stash. We've got there's no news report this month, I'm afraid, because I've literally just run out of time this month, so I haven't got time to do it. It does take pretty much as long to make that news report as it does to make the actual news show itself. So we've got a couple of reviews coming out this month of Bambi oil feed compressor and the Tamiya electric handy drill as well. So those coming up. So without further ado, let's dive into the show. I think we're going to start off first of all with the Bambi BB8 compressor, the oil field compressor. So here we go, on with the review. Welcome back to International Scale Modder. I'm Lee. Today we're going to do a review and an unboxing of a new compressor that I've recently bought. Now this has been sat here for 4 days, 5 days in this box, totally sealed, because I'm dying to get in there because I wanted to do a review right from the unboxing all the way through to trying it out and seeing what it looks like from start to finish. Now this is it's not a piston driven one. This is more of the higher end of the compressor market, I would imagine. I was going to get another piston driven one, but I decided that I've wanted something that's going to last me a lot longer than maybe a year or two, and one that's going to last me for quite a few years and see me into a good decade, hopefully. Now, I wanted something that was a lot quieter as well. The noise on the old piston compressor that I've got is probably louder than my extractor fan, and it was just getting a bit annoying when I was doing long spraying sessions and things like that. Plus it would refill every like 20 seconds and take 20 seconds to refill. These oil filled ones have got larger tanks and everything like that as well, so they should last longer before each refill. So without further ado, we're going to go into the review and everything in the unboxing. I just wanted to give it a quick explanation, and as I say, I haven't even seen this yet. I'm dying to have a look at it, but I will flash the price up and everything, so it will be here. As I say, it is the top end of the market. It's, you know, you can get your £85 jobbies from eBay, which is what I had, which lasted me about a year and a half. I've had 2 of those now. You can get the slightly more expensive ones like the Sparmax and things like that. Like I think Paul's just done a review of. They're about £185, £200, somewhere that sort of review. But it's still a piston-driven compressor. Or you can step up and get the oil-fed or silent ones apparently. So, and this is where we're going to go. So let's get on with the unboxing and see where we are, because I'm dying to do this. Right. Well, as you can see. This is as far back as I can get this camera with a decent angle on here. It's not going to be I don't think it's as big as the box is, but let me just give you a quick what we can see here on the boxing. You've got, it actually comes on its own pallet, and it's bolted. Let's have to tip this back for you. As you can see, it's actually bolted to this pallet. So what you've got to do is you've got to undo this bolt. Just so happens that I have the right size spanner, which is a number 13. So we're just going to pop this on and get that undone. Now this is brilliant because it's really does show quite a bit of thought about how they not only, because I would imagine this would have to sit. Now let's just have a look here. Why is this not coming undone? Yeah, this is on very well. So what I'm going to do is, because I think there's going to be an actual nut on the other side of that as well, it looks like what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull off this bottom base, because it is actually stapled to the pallet here. So that's, I'm going to pull these off, and we'll I think you're going to be boring. I'll see how long it takes me, and if it takes too long I shall cut through it. But I'm just going to pull these out, these staples. Right, I'm back. As you can see, there's a lot of these staples in there. Okay, you do need a screwdriver and a pair of pliers to get them all out, but that's brilliant. it's testament to how well that this is secured. It's got this bolt that secures this pallet, and this box that comes in is stable to the pallet as well. And what I'm going to do is, I haven't done this yet, so I'm going to take this box off if I can. Have I missed any? No, I haven't missed any. Well, as you can see, it comes with polystyrene in there and everything. The box itself is really thick. I'm keeping that. It's almost like, as you can hear, one of the old tea chests. You know, the old tea chests you used to get everything packed in? Well, that's kind of that in. Obviously, got polystyrene and everything to cover the sides. Let's take this off, nicely covered. As you can see, it's not as big as it looks in the box, obviously. It's just very well packaged. So let's turn this around. In there we also get a big thing of oil by the looks of it. An instruction manual. Now I'm just going to, there it is, that's where the bolt is. It was a nut, as you can see. So that's I'll keep that. Always have. Right, okay, so here you are. This is unpacked now. It's a lovely looking unit. It's not as big as it looked in the box. As you can see, it's about to the top of hand height, so I'd say about 1.5 foot. It looks really good. I've got to say, very sturdy unit as well. No, it's quite heavy. I've got to say, it's got a nice weight to it and everything. Now, this is the BB8 compressor. It's sold as a silent compressor, and it's got a capacity. I think it's about 50 litres. It's weighs about 18-20 kilos. I'll probably say, somewhere around that sort of thing. The tank here is 9 litres, so it can charge it up quite a lot. So there'll be lots of, you know, it won't be going off a lot of the time like you do with one of these. Now, I'll give you a little comparison actually. This is my compressor that I've got off of eBay, 85 quid, like the AS186, the Sparmax, or like the Sparmax 610, which I think this is what this is based on. Single tank. I think the tank on this is 3 litres, so that makes this, you know, 3 times the size. This is forever going off when I'm spraying. Literally, you get probably 20 to 30 seconds spraying before it goes off. The same with most of them, to be honest with you. It's loud, being piston driven. It's dry, it's oil dry, so it's piston driven. It's very loud. It's very annoying. And things are starting to go, like the water trap isn't working properly now. I've had this a couple of years. A few other bits and bobs that I'm not happy with on it, like this keeps coming loose now as well. And the pressure gauge seems to have a mind of its own, even though you can pretty much guess what the pressure is at the moment. But footprint wise, you can see this is pretty much twice the size of that. It's twice as wide and 1.5 times as high. So this isn't really a desktop compressor unless you've got a lot of room on your desktop. I did have until I bought these great big lights, so it would have been on a desktop. I've got a nice space underneath now, which is where I'll keep this one as well. So let me just put that down. We'll run a test between those two a little bit later on. All right, let's probably pull you in onto this unit over here. Now, as you can see, you've got 2 dials here. Let's zoom in on the top one there. Okay, so this is your pressure regulator. Okay, so this is what you'd allow out of your valve. So this is what comes out of your airbrush. As you can see, it goes up in increments of we've got there, half bars, and PSI goes up in increments of 5s for PSI. So quite easy to work out, pretty much the same as the other thing we've got here. We've also got an oil level indicator here, which is excellent, so you can always check the level of your oil is correct, and you've got a little gauge there that shows you what level it should be. Now the other dial, which is this one here, now this is, I would imagine, the tank pressure itself, so it just shows you how much pressure you've got actually coming out of the tank. This will then regulate it to come out of the airbrush. You've then got, if we zoom out a bit more, let's just pop you around. You've then got the air trap. It looks really good quality, this does. All the fittings are very solid. It's not like on that other little one we've got where the fittings feel a bit wanky, to be honest with you. They really aren't very good at all. A bit all wonky and unstable, they feel. This is sat on, as you can see, it's movable. This is sat on some rubber pads to help the vibration and everything. That quietens a lot of the noise down. Just turn it around so you can see some of the other fittings at the back. Obviously, I don't know what they're all for. It's pretty much the same as the refrigeration units. As we go around here, again, all good quality. This is the power unit. It's simple off and on, push button off and on. Plenty of cord. I think there's about 3 meters of cord there, 2 or 3 meters of cord. You've got this bit here, which I don't know what that is. I would assume that's for a bracket for holding on something. All the feet have got rubber legs on, so it's again very nice and very soft to move about and everything. Now on the top here, let's just move you up on the top. You have got, sorry about this, my camera's really wiggly. We've got here an oil filling nut. Now this undoes really easily, and then you fill your oil level up here, which I'll show you what to do in a minute. But as you can see, it's very nice sturdy unit. It's good looking. It's not an ugly compressor. It's one of those ones that, as you can see, it's going to look good. As far as so far, I mean, obviously we're going to fire it up in a minute. There's also a bleed hose down here, which is good. Instead of it spraying everywhere, you can pop that into a sealed unit and empty everything out there. You should always empty your compressors at least once every 3 months or so, just to, you know, make sure they're staying healthy, not going rusty inside. Now the noise level on this is meant to be about 40 decibels, if I remember rightly, and most of the piston ones, like that little one I've got, they are about 80 to 90 decibels, so they're quite loud. And when they're going off in your ear, when you've got them on the desk right next to you when you're spraying, it really is really frustrating. Well, what I'm going to do now is we're just going to have a quick look at putting the oil in to make sure that that's an easy exercise to do. And then after that, we'll crack on and fire her up and see what it's like. Right, okay, well this comes in the package, okay, which looks like a good litre of oil. So I'm going to open this up. This comes with it, it's not extra. I would imagine, looking at the size of this and everything else, this is going to last you a good while. Now, from other people that I've talked to that have oil-based compressors, they tend to say that about once every 3 years is how often you have to do the oil. Now, 3 years, you're one of those old, you know, those compressors that we've got off eBay that are 85 quid don't last 3 years. I don't know of anyone that's got one that's 3 years. I'm sure some of you have, but I've never seen one. So you get this litre of oil. I think it's SB46, which is a high grade compressor oil. Oil level should always be visible in oil level inspection glass. And you've got a symbol here which matches up the symbol on here, so you know exactly what you're looking at. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to cut the top off of this. It's quite a simple exercise, dump, and it's done. Go down one more level. There you go. Okay, so now that's all ready, and then it's got a little cap on there so you can replace it afterwards. Now I'm just going to show you, see how easy it is. Now I haven't touched any of this yet. As you can see, this is empty, so I'm just going to undo this, as you can see, and it literally is a case of getting it level, pouring it in like so, and then all you've got to do is watch the oil level fill up. And as you can see, this is slowly dripping out. Not too big a flow. I don't want a big flow. I'm sure I could do it a bigger flow if I wanted to. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to pause the video because this could take a while, and we'll come back when it's done. Right then, as you can see, that's pretty much bang on the level on here. Literally just a tad over, half a mil over, and that's used half a bottle of the oil that comes supplied. So that's about half a litre that goes in there at a time. That's a full tank, is half a litre of oil. So so that's going to last 6 years probably. So it can't be bad if it does that long. We shall see. If we're still around in 6 years, I'll let you know. But anyway, so that's the oil that comes with it. So that's no extra charge for that. I'm sure you can buy extras if you want to. Now let's just see if I can zoom you in here. There you go, look, and you can see the oil level there is bang on. It's just above where it should be. But that's perfect. Okay, as you can really see, that's really noticeable, as you can see right on the front of the unit. So if it does ever come back, you can always see where it's gone and everything. Now to control the pressure, you've got a button much like the normal ones, things like that. But I'm going to put the cap back on. And it's a very simple exercise, filling it up with oil and from here on in, we're going to find out what this baby's actually like. So I haven't fired it up yet, obviously. I don't even know what it's like. The first firing up will be live on camera, so you'll get first impressions and everything. But let's have a look at it fired up. Well then, so I'm going to do a quick side-by-side comparison test, just noise-wise. See what you guys think. Now I've had a quick listen. I've literally just for a couple of seconds, and they're quite comparable. So this is the old dry piston fired compressor. Okay. So that's quite noisy, as you can imagine. It gets quite annoying when you think. Now the oil fired one, this is the first time I've used it, by the way, so as you can see now that sounds like a fridge. It's very much the same thing. Now it's making a lot of noise where it's vibrating on the bench, as you can tell. If I lift it off, it's actually really quiet, you can't hear a thing. Okay, but where it's on the bench, it's making the whole bench vibrate, so it makes it sound a lot louder than it is, see? So but you see that charge. This charges up to, let's have a look, it charges up to 35 litres, 8 bar of pressure. So this is 9 litres, it moves about 35 litres of air a minute, 4 bar. So at 4 bar, so we'll never get it up to 4 bar. I don't think it'll ever be that high. As I say, this can go up to, it looks like it can go up to about 200 psi as a top thing, which obviously we don't need it to. So it's charging right up at the moment. I'm just waiting for that to get right to the top. You see, now this is one charge, so it'd be very interesting to see how long one of these charges last, because it really is filling up. So don't forget, this is filling up 9 litres, so it's quite a lot to go, quite a lot of room it's got to fill up. Just making sure everything's done up. Yep. And now where I overfilled that oil level, there's actually, that oil level seems a little, it's spot on now. So once obviously everything's got moving, it's much better. So there you go, so it's just turned itself off. And now that's filled up to, we've got, well, nearly 9 bar there, 125 psi on the dial. So that's filled right up. Right, okay, so we've had the noise test and everything. I think you'll agree that this is considerably quieter than that one. The charge does take a lot longer. I didn't fill that up to full charge, by the way, but it just this is going to last so much longer. Now what I've done is I've put a reducing nut on here, which is, it comes with a 1/4 inch BSP, British Standard pipe, I think it's called, fitting on here. Now if you contact Air Supplies, who I got this from, these guys down here, if you contact these guys, they will put on the size that you want on their connector. I wanted that because it gives me the freedom not only to use it for airbrushing and things like that. If I want to, I can take that off, that reducer off, and then I can plug anything into this, like a nail gun or, you know, air thing or whatever. I can have an air juicer, the lot out of this. So this will pretty much, not just for modelling, but it will do for everything. So it's a real all-in-one bag. Okay, now it is charged up. You've got this switch on here, okay, which is an on-off switch, which you'll see. There you go, see? Okay, now this is a brilliant feature. These don't have them, okay? You know, you can't take your hose off without discharging the whole of the tank inside, which I did just a second ago. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to get rid of this one anyway, because there's no point having this here anymore, because I shan't be using that one. So what I'm going to do, I've got this, obviously this new air hose here. Now this is an old one that came with a freebie cheapo airbrush, so it's not a brilliant hose. I will get a new one, but I know it hasn't got any moisture in it or anything like that. It's been in a cupboard for God knows how long. So I'm going to pop that on. Okay, Now with this on, it's got a kick thing, so I can turn it on, and we've gone straight up to, as you can see here, let's zoom you in a bit. Okay, we've gone up to where are we on here? So that is, let's just turn this up to halfway. There you go. So see how quick and easy that was to move then. So that's on, what do we, so that's 20 psi. Okay, oh, there it goes, it clicks on that. There's a very fine tuner on this. I'm not zoomed you in so you can't see it, but I'm using this, which is the same as all the other compressors and everything. I do love this, how quiet this is. But you've got, let's just wait till it's finished charging up. As I say, you lift it off of there and it's dead quiet, you can't hear a thing, so it makes all the difference. So anyway, so when it's on a hard floor it's going to be no problems at all. But anyway, so controlling it is just obviously simply with this dial, same as any other one, and you can see it's going up in fine increments there. Okay, now I spray at about 20 to 25 psi, so that's on 20 psi there. Okay, so I'll do one more thing. There you go, and we're at 22 psi, which is bang on for me, and that's where that will never move unless I'm using alclads, which means it will go down to 12. But apart from that, I shall put a little tiny mark on there, which is what I do on all my dials, which basically just says, you know, 12 and 22 psi, and that will do me all the time. But I'm going to plug in an airbrush. Okay, so I've got my Harder & Seebeck Infinity, and nice flow, doesn't seem to be any problems with that whatsoever. And what I will do is I'll show you a quick sample of it painting, just so you get a rough idea of what it's like. Now you can see how much pressure is going down ever so gradually every time. I've got that on permanently and that's hardly moving there, that gauge. Okay, so I think I could probably do a whole aircraft with one charge of that, which is absolutely fantastic. Now let me just move the cameras around and then we'll have a quick look at it spraying. Right, okay, so we're in the spray booth now, or my spray area where I like to be. Now I'm just going to quickly run some of our thinner through this. It seems like a nice flow, so we're going to clean that out quickly. Right, so for easiness and for speed, I'm just going to use some AK grey primer, not the polyurethane one. This is the one that just comes in their normal bottle, so we should be able to spray this straight from the bottle without thinning or anything. Now a few drops in. Okay, and as you can see, lovely flow there. Okay, and this is at 22 psi exactly. I'll just zoom you in a bit so you can get a closer look. Okay, so not a problem with that at all. As you can see, I think that's going to be a very worthwhile addition to my modelling cave. But there's no problems with that at all. Really nice smooth flow, no interruptions, as you can see. It hasn't blipped once yet. Now if this were my piston normal oil free compressor, this would have gone already straight away. This would have been filling up, you know, probably twice by this amount of spraying. And on this, if you can see, you've got used, you know, 0.2 of a bar. So I reckon you could do a whole aircraft on one charge of this. So in conclusion, I think this is an expensive bit of kit. It is. It's 300 quid delivered. You get free delivery from airsupplies.co.uk. Now the guys at Air Supplies have been ever so helpful with me all the way through the process. Phoned them up several times before I decided on a compressor, because the other was to get a really expensive oil-free one, or go for an oil-fed one. And there is another company that does them as well, but these Bambi tend to have the better review, the better reputation, and these seem to be used by a lot of industry as well. So I like the fact that I can get this reducer connector on here, and so it's got a 1/4 inch BSP normally, but with the reducer on there, it means that I can use this compressor for anything, for painting, spray painting a car, or a bigger spray paint job with a normal spray gun. You can use air guns and all sorts of things like that with this as well. So it's very, very versatile, which you can't do with one of those little ones. Now I'm a bit of a hobby man. I've obviously not only modelling, I like to do my own DIY, so this is going to come in handy in many shapes and forms, I'm sure. So for me, it was a worthwhile investment. I think even if you're just going to use this on a hobby basis, if you want quality and something that's going to last, I mean, these last for donkey's years. I mean, you've seen 10-year-old ones on eBay still going strong and things like that for a few £100s as well. But overall, this actual thing, it really impresses me. It's really quiet. It's really strong and sturdy. You know you're not going to break this easily. All the fittings are strong and sturdy. They don't look like they're going to snap like those cheap Chinese things. I think if you're looking at spending £200 on a or £220 on some of the other makes that you can get, the oil-free ones, then for an extra few pennies, you save up for an extra month or so, you can get one that's going to last probably a lifetime, I would have thought, with good maintenance. So as long as you keep the oil tops out, which isn't hard to do, I'm sure that bottle of oil was going to last a few years. I've talked to a couple of guys who've got compressors like this, not the Bambi ones, but they've got compressors like this, and they said they probably top it up with oil once every 3 years. And the fact that they say once every 3 years just goes to tell me that they've had them for quite a while. There's a special place for this under my bench. There is room for it there, so I just like the convenience of it. Everything's convenient. It's easy to top up. You've got this thing here, so you can take your hose off and everything. The air trap is top notch. It really is good quality, the air trap on that. The moisture trap, sorry. You've got a bleed thing down here with a hose and everything. It's going to make it easy to bleed the tank when you want to clean it out. As I say, clean them out every 3 months, stop the rust build up too much. But the electrics on this are all sturdy. You don't think that, if you hit it, if you bang it, you think, oh, I'm going to break it. It's got a safety bar and things like that. And I think, the fact that you can put out up to 160, 200 psi, it says on the dial, probably 160, I would have thought. Is going to be cracking for any other thing that you want to, you want to utilise it for any other job at all. It's got a good flow, low noise, and personally, on a personal level, I know a lot of people are running on a budget, and obviously if you've got on a budget, there's more important things to spend your money on. But if you do have the money spare, I can't recommend this highly enough. It's going to get a lot of use, especially when you're doing big aircraft, big subjects, things like that. You're going to do a whole aircraft on one charge on this. So really good. I'm going to leave it sitting with the power on as well. I really it's so well. I can't tell you how well made this feels. It's so sturdy and really strong, and I have no problems with it whatsoever. But as I say, I got it from the guys at airsupplies.co.uk. They what was his name? Graham George was really helpful all the way through the process. As I say, I pestered him quite a bit with questions, and before I opted to spend my cash, it's a lot of money to spend, so I wanted to get it right. Ever so helpful. You can ask for extra fittings, any fittings you want, he'll do it. He's available. I've left messages for him, he's returned them straight away, and that's the sort of company you want to deal with. So if I do ever get a problem with this, then it's going to be sorted, and I have every confidence in that fact from the guys at Air Supplies. So I'd like to say a big thank you to you guys for helping make this decision. It was and your part a lot of help that made me choose this thing, but I really do like it, and I can't say much more than that really. I'd recommend this if you've got the pennies to spare, then it's definitely a definite recommend from me. So until next time, take care, bye bye. Right, well there you go, that's the BB8 compressor from Air Supplies. Now I've got to say, I've had this now for 2 weeks. I've done quite a bit of spraying, as you'll see from my build update a little bit later with it, and I've got to say I'm over the moon with it. I mean, it's even better than I thought it would be, because I can't even hear that thing go. When I've got the extractor on, and that's down there, as you can see from this photo, look, you can see where it is. It's safely ensconced underneath my spray bay area, but that thing is so quiet that I don't even hear it switch on and off or go on or anything. I just continually spray. The fact that it's got such a large tank, it means you never lose pressure or anything like that. And as I say, it goes with about, when there's quite a big storage capacity still in there, it goes off and recharges. So I mean, I don't hear a thing with the fan going. I don't even know when that's recharging. I don't know how many times it's charged up or anything. It's absolutely spot on. I love it to death, and I can only thank the guys at Air Supplies for helping me through the whole process of picking something to do, because I'm sure they got a bit peed off with me at one point with all the questions. But if you are thinking of buying a sort of higher end compressor, then I would definitely say give the guys at Air Supplies, these here, give the guys at Air Supplies a call, because they have been more than helpful, and I'm really happy to recommend them to anyone at all. They'll sort your fittings out and everything for you. So so there you go. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go on to the GBs and SiGs. Okay, so the first thing to say is we've got the World War I Centenary SiG starting this month. That is on the 18th, and it runs until the 12th of September. So all you bods that have been dying to do some World War I stuff, I am very tempted myself to get a Wingnut Wings kit, but I really just haven't got the time. But the rules for this competition are basically, you know, any World War I subject, as long as it took active part in the war itself. So I mean, you can do figures as well. You can do little vignettes, dioramas, you know, the old tanks, the aircraft, you know, whatever you want to do, you can have a crack. Obviously we'd like to see some floaty things as well, that would be good. So we're looking forward to that. That's obviously sponsored by S&M stuff, as all our SiGs are, so thank you very much to those guys. We've got the Night Fighter SiG, which is ending on the 11th of July, so a week. You've got a week left to go on that. Anyone who's still got some stuff to build on that, then please crack on and get them done. We'd love to see some more finishes than 60%. That would be smashing if we could. But again, that's sponsored by S&M stuff. But you've got 1 week left, guys, so come on, let's get that sorted. Some cracking entries in that as well so far. And we've got the D-Day 70th anniversary GB. That's still running. That's only been running a month, so we've still got 3 months left on that for you guys who've entered. Or if you want to enter it, you can win the prizes from Models Are Go. The prizes are, I think, that one, and that one. So if you've got 3 months left on that, so if you still want to enter in that, fancy having an enter in that, that's great. It's a D-Day one, so anything that was in that theatre and for the following couple of months afterwards, I believe, then you can armour anything, aircraft. There's quite a lot involved there, a lot of things you can do. So, but that's looking really good. There's some cracking entries into that as well. We have then got we got the Dangerous Cat SiG, the Panther SiG from organised by Schoof and Hollywood Modelling. Thanks guys for those, they're doing a really good job so far. It seems to be a very popular SiG. I've got an entry in, as you'll see a little bit later on as well. Really enjoying that as well. I've got to say that I'm thinking of really switching over to armour and giving aircraft a rest for a while. I know it sounds a bit silly, but I'm really enjoying building the tanks at the moment. But those guys, that goes on until the 31st of August, so we've got 2 months left on that if you still want to enter. Obviously Schoof and Hollywood Modelling are supplying the prizes for that. UMP, as I said, we'll throw in a few bits and bobs as well. So so plenty, but they haven't released what they're going to do for the prizes yet. They're keeping everyone in suspense on that. So thanks guys for doing that. You're doing a grand job. We've also got the long-term GB going, still running at the moment, civilian vehicles. That ends on the 31st of July, so only 4 weeks left on that. Yeah, oh, I didn't realise that had gone so quick. Christ. Obviously UMP are the sponsor on that, so there's some prizes up for grabs for Ultimate Modern products and everything. But again, it's been the long-term GBs are a lot quieter than the shorter-term ones, but I think there's still some good efforts in there as well. But if you still want to have a go, you've got a month left to build something if you still want to have a go for the civilian stuff. As before, all the GBs and SiGs can be downloaded off of the site on this calendar here. Just gives you an idea how to plan for your builds and SiGs and things like that. I've got to say, I think the next one I'm going to join is the Vietnam one. I've got several subjects I can enter for that now, so I'm looking forward to that one. Yeah, so just go onto the site. I think it's in the GB and SiG section. You just download it, click on it. It's a picture or a PDF format, and do it as you like, so you can always have that to hand to see what's coming up next. Okay, so what we're going to go on to now is, God, look at this from my notes. I should know this, shouldn't I? We are going to go over to a review for the Tamiya electric handy drill, which I bought recently, and obviously did a review on it, so here goes. Welcome back to International Scale Modder. I'm Lee. Today we're going to do a review on the Tamiya craft tools, and I've done a few of these recently, but these are awesome. This is the electric handy drill. Now this is obviously I've got a lot of the pin vices and things like that. When you're doing a lot of holes in something, you really want something with a bit more less what do you call it, with a bit more power, and so it's not so annoying and monotonous. But this is something I've had my eye on for quite a while, and I keep meaning to buy it, and every time I go to buy it from shops it's usually out of stock or something like that. So after some guy on the forum, I think it's Tiger131, said look, go to eBay. I took the pump, a little bit more expensive on eBay, but I took the pump and got one sent over from Japan or China or somewhere like that. But what I like about this, I don't know if everyone knows, but this is a model kit in itself. You actually have to build this yourself, which I think is an awesome touch from Tamiya. It really is. It's just really, I think it embodies the modeller's code. You know, you want to build everything. That's why we do this hobby, because we like building and stuff like that. And Tamiya have made a drill that you have to build and put together. I think it's really good, and you've got to be impressed with Tamiya's thought on that, you know, their ethos and everything, and why they do their stuff. But on the box it shows you how you can use the drill. You get some extra like safety goggles, drill bits, things like that. Nothing else really. So let's have a look inside. So inside you've got, as you can see, you've got sprues. This is absolutely brilliant. So let's get them all out. And inside the box you have a list of all the other tools that they do, and I've got to say I've got probably half of those, and it's just a nice little touch, but I do have about half of those tools. I love Tamiya tools, I really do. So let's have a quick look inside these sprue bags. This is brilliant. Right, we'll start off with the main large one, which is the body. Okay, and we've even got decals, we've got a sticker. But you've had a look in here. As you can see, I mean, this kit's all on sprues. You've got some cogs, it's all different colours as well. It's colour coded, and you've got the main body, as you can see, and everything fits in there, battery compartment and everything. You can see obviously where all the cogs are going to go and things like that. I'm actually really looking forward to building this. It's just so different. You've then got another sprue. I like the way I've done it all in different plastic as well. Shall I spray it? Shall I weather it? That's the thing. But as you can see, you've got some more tools, parts and everything on there. Looks like the trigger there, motor housing maybe there, a few other bits and nods and sods and things like that. Looks like a switch of some sort. And then you've got another little bag. Now this is, be careful with this one, I don't want to lose any of these bits. But as you can see in this bag, we've got screws and washers. We've got the vise and a bit as well in there. And we've got obviously electric parts for the batteries and things like that, connectors, more cogs. Part of another vise, looks like. Is that separate? I don't know. Yeah, it's a different vise for a different size. It looks like you're not going to get it down to really small, which is a shame. You've then got the motor as well. Now I remember having these. I used to have loads of these when I was a kid at school. I used to make all sorts of things with these little motors because you could buy them really cheap. And they're like, I think you can get these for like 15-20p each off of eBay. Little 9 volt or 3 volt motors. They're brilliant little things. Loads you can do with those. And then we've got this little tube of grease. Actually, it's a little tube of grease. That's brilliant. I really do like it. Let me bring you in a bit on all of this so you can see it, because I think you're getting light flare. As you can see, a little tube of grease, and you've got all these little bags of extras and things like that. I don't know, this looks like it was an afterthought, because there is one vice in there. Now what I would be interested to know, it does say 1 to 3 millimeter. There's a 2mm bit inside there, so that's a 2mm bit. There's a 2mm bit there, okay. And then you've got a vice. It takes up between a 1 and a 3mm bit. So obviously there's the vice for the 3mm bit, and there's the one for the 1mm. As you can see, it squeezes in. Yeah, it's going to probably a max of 1mm. But what would be interesting is if you can get extra bits to actually reduce that further, because as you well know, a lot of the holes that we make are less than 1mm. So I do have several bits I'm going to try in there, but what I want to see is if I can find an extra bit for this, or if someone's got a lathe, they could probably mill another sort of bit if they could, maybe. But very good indeed. I think that's a funky looking little thing to build. Let me pop all this back in this bag, because otherwise I will regret it, I'm sure. Put it back in the box, and then you get a little instruction manual. Okay, and this is, it says bits you're going to need for assembly: a couple of screwdrivers, some long nose pliers, some side cutters, a knife, and a couple of AA batteries. And as you can see, it says here this is all snapped together, and things like these are movable parts by the look of it, so you don't want to glue them in. Again, it's all snapped together, it says, as you carry on through. Yeah, it doesn't say anything about glue, so obviously you don't want to get glue on cogs and things like that. So, but as you can see, it says apply grease, pop the trigger in, then you've got the mechanism and everything. As you see, all the cogs and the gears and everything. That's really good, really fun to put together. I'm really going to enjoy this. And then obviously putting the case together itself, popping the batteries in, putting the chuck in, and the vice. And away you go. To be honest with you, I'm really looking forward to building this. I really am. In fact, I'll tell you what I'll do. I will do a quick build video on it, and then I can say I've actually finished another model. But this is an awesome bit of kit. I think it's really good that you can buy a drill, which is not something you normally get or put together, but you can buy a drill that you can put together yourself as a kit. I think it's really good. It's on sprues and everything. It's really good, and I'll tip my hat to Tamiya. I really do. I think that's an excellent idea, and it's a fun little thing, and I'm actually really looking forward to building it. So until next time, that's a definite recommend from me. What I'll do is I'll do a build video and get it working as well, so you can see what it's like. But so far, complete recommend from me. Right, until next time, take care. Bye bye. Right, so there you go. I think that's an incredibly handy bit of kit. I've got to say, I've used it already several times on the exhaust for the Jag Panther that I'm doing at the moment, and it was 10 times easier than using a pin vise. So what you can also do with regards to the drill bits, because it doesn't go down to a very, very small size, what I've done is I've ordered some of the Euro tools with the 2mm shanks. So what it means, it will fit in the bit, and you can go right down to 0.2, I think it is, as well. So with that thing, I can do any size of drill with those little with the widened shanks from Euro tools. And I'll do a little review on those as well, just so you can all see that. But I've done a build video of that Tamiya drill. Now, I've never done a build video. Obviously Paul does all those, so I just wanted to see experiments here. I haven't edited it yet, so I don't know what it's come out like, but I will do that over the next couple of weeks and release that if I think it's good enough. If not, I won't bother. But yeah, but if I can thoroughly recommend that. But it's a brilliant bit of kit, and I think the idea of having it as in kit form to build up is absolutely fantastic. So I really do applaud Tamiya on that one. I think it's really good. Really got the idea between what of what a modeler wants to buy and wants to do, sort of thing. So just going to quickly go back to the forum. As I say, the kit review section is growing daily, as per always. We've got over 400 reviews now of video reviews and photo reviews of kits that are out and everything. Just go to the kit review section. If you're looking to buy a new kit, that's probably in there at the moment. So go in there, have a look around and see what you think, and see if you can find a review that someone's kindly put up on their ISM. But I find it handy before I even go and buy a kit. I always look to see if someone's reviewed it, so I can have a good look through the box and everything before spend my money and hit that buy button. Right, we're now going to go over to the monthly prize draw. Right, okay, the monthly prize draw. So this is the two prizes are the Trumpeter 132 Mr. Smith ME262A1A, which Paul reviewed recently and we released a couple of days ago. So if you are the winner, you can have a quick look at see what you're going to get in the box. But it's a cracking prize. It's a big piece and lots of extras in the box as well, which was really nice to see. So without further ado, the winner of the Trumpeter 132 Messerschmitt ME262A1A is Patrick Roos. Patrick from Sweden. Well done, mate. And as always, PM me your address on the site and we'll get this off in the post here ASAP. So well done, Patrick, on that. Good win. Right, okay, and for the other prize, we've got a full set of Ultimate Modelling Products washes. This lot here even. There's a full set, and the winner of the full set washes is Kiwi Gav from Australia. So well done, Gav. I think that's the second time he's won something on ISM, so well done, mate. But again, if you guys PM me your addresses on the site, I'll get these out in the post here ASAP. So well done, you guys. Well done on winning. Okay, the one that everyone's been waiting for, the massive ISM 1 year anniversary prize pool. We have got the monumental amount of prizes for this. There's over £450 worth of prizes now. It's near, I think it's verging on £500 worth of kits and modelling goodies and all sorts of stuff and everything. So what I'm going to quickly do is, before we go and announce the winner, I just want to run through everything that we've got as a prize. Now I'm going to have to do this off of my phone because I've forgotten half of it. But we have great, very, very thankfully donated by Great Wall Hobby themselves. They donated this, which is the new F15C 148, and this is the MSIP2 version. Now Paul's done the BD version of this already. He's doing it on his step-by-step builds, and he says it's a cracking kit, so this won't be any different. So it's an amazing prize from Great Wall Hobby, and we can only say thank you to you guys for that. We've also got the MEC S70B stasis pod from Wild House Models, which I reviewed earlier this month. Cracking bit of kit. I'm actually going to start building that very, very soon as well. I mean, that in itself is £100 worth of gear, so really excellent. So thank you to Neil at Wild House Models for donating that. Very, very much appreciated. Other prizes are we donated from Tim at Value Kits. We have got the Eduard BF109 Trop, the Valentine Mark IV Red Army from Mini Art, and there was another one that he donated, which was, oh yeah, it's the Jigsaw 1000-piece modern aircraft jigsaw, which I like the look of myself as well because it's a bit different. Obviously myself and Paul as ISM, we've donated the Revell Ferrari, the BA Hawk from Revell as well, the 132 Red Arrows, the Russian T90 MBT with cast turret from Trumpeter, again very nice kit. Ultimate Mod, we've also donated 2 figures here, Australian Tank Crew. We also, as Ultimate Modern Products, we've donated a set of the airbrush thinner and cleaner, a full set of the washes, a full set of the sanders, and a photo etch placer and everything like that. So I think that's it. I think that's which is an amazing, yeah, really is an amazing prize pool. And I've got to say thank you to everyone that's donated to it. It has been much appreciated. And one lucky person is going to get all of that. I mean, literally, you pile it up high and you can't get it on the screen. You know, if you stack it, there's so many prizes there. So without further ado, we're going to flip over to the other camera, and I'm going to do a live draw on the iPad from random.org. So here goes. Right, okay, here we are. We're on the prize draw thread there. Okay, so we've got my first post. We've got 38 pages. So we're just going to click that. There's one post on there. You take away my post on the first page. It's exactly 380 people So that's a lot of entries indeed. So what we're going to do is we're just going to go over to random.org, which is the service that we use for all of our prize draws, every single one. Now what we're going to do is we're going to enter the number 380 in there, and as you can see, that brings us 1 to 380. So there will be a fair thing. This is a true random number generator apparently. So without further ado, right, okay, so here we go. Are we ready? Number 140. Okay, so let's go back to ISM, and so we want page number 14. Exactly, so 140 would be the first post on the page of 14. So are we ready? Here we go. The winner is Joe's dad. Well done, Joe's dad. You are the winner. Excellent result, mate. So you got 500 quid's worth of kit coming your way. Let's go back to the main screen. Okay, so massive well done to Joe's dad. That's an absolutely cracking result, mate. I think I haven't seen a prize pool that big on any other modelling site. I don't think so anyway. But that is an amazing result, and I really do hope you enjoy your prizes and everything. Please, you must send us a picture of you with your prizes so we can put it in the Rogues Gallery thread. But well done, Joe's dad. Give me your PM and PM me your name and address and everything on the site, and we'll get these off to you as soon as possible. And I'm sure everyone will join me in saying well done, mate, and thank you very much for entering, everyone. Okay, so now excuse me. Now we're going to go on to, oh actually no, we haven't done the prizes for this month actually. The prizes for this month we've got from Value Kits, the Trumpeter 135 Russian T90A main battle tank. This is going to be one of the prizes, and the other prize is going to be a set of full washes from UMP. So get your name down on thread. Thread's already open, it's already half full as well. There's already about 20 pages of people entered on it, but get your name down on there if you want a chance of winning of those things. So right now we're going to go on to just check my notes. We're going to go on to our builds. We'll start off with mine, and again, I've had a reasonably productive month, so here you go. Right, okay then, my builds. Where am I with my builds? Well, I'll start off with the worst one, which is this, which is the Spitfire. This is the one I'm doing for the D-Day GB on ISM. With regards to this one, I'm literally just about to start doing this again. I did it, ploughed on through, and as you can see, oh, that's a little bit zoomed in. As you can see, you know, I've put together the fuselage halves are cut off, and the cockpit is put together. Like so, it does go together rather well. I've got to say, very highly detailed, for no extras in that at all. Some lovely detail. A little bit of photo etch and things like that. I've got to do a bit more photo etch and odds and sods and stuff like that. But that will be worked on, I would probably say, in the next couple of weeks. I will start that again. But that's a very short one on that one. Now, I have also started doing this little puppy, which is for the, let's just get these over here so you can, whoa, so you can see all of them. Okay, and this is obviously for Schuf's and Hollywood Modelling's SIG, the Dangerous Cat SIG. Now, as you can see, I've put the base coat down on this. I've got to say, this kit fell together really well, and I've used MIG ammo paints on this, namely these little beggars. Okay, the new ones. I've got to say, I used quite a lot, but I've got to say, I'm thinning them. I'll probably say I thinned it, what, 5%? It's literally just a couple of drops in a cup. It didn't really need that much thinning. In fact, it sprayed 10 times better than Vallejo Air, which is not meant to be thinned as well. But it is a light colour, so I would imagine with the darker colours it will be a bit different, where the pigment's a bit heavier. But as you can see, it's a nice little model. It's built up lovely. It's the camo pattern I'm going to go for. I've decided. I've got a picture of it here somewhere. Hold on. Yeah, so the camo pattern I'm going to go for is this one. Okay, you can have a look there. It's this one at the top, which is an ambush camo. It's a bit different from the other ambush camos. It's just it's because it's mainly this clear thing. So I quite like the look of this. And it's a late version, which this one was. It's got all the extra odds and sods which this one had. So it's actually, I'm going to build a historically accurate piece of armour. So it can't be bad, but I do like that. So that's going to be, I've never done, obviously I'm not an AFV builder. I've never done ambush camo. I'm sure it's probably not going to be too hard. But I've been informed that it's all got to be free-handed, so I shall do that. But it's, as I say, it's a nice Tamiya kit, really well put together and easy to put together. As you can see, we've got all the wheels here, you know, and this was done with the old method with using a stencil. But you've got some really nice wheels. They're really nice. I've got to say that ammo colour is really good. So there's, I've got a bit monotonous though, I've got to say. I've still got to do the other sides yet. They're all dry now, so I'll do the other sides tonight. And obviously we've got the that's quite, so it's actually dried a bit rough on there actually. It's not so rough on the thing, but yeah, that looks good. Again, I managed to get that seamless as well. Let's just zoom in so you can see. There you go. Okay, so that is completely seamless, and that's just using UMP sanders, nothing else, nothing special. Okay. And then basically everything else we've got is just odds and sods, you know, all the greebles, things like that. They've all got to be hand painted, and the tracks I've coated with Vallejo black. I find that's really good because it's polyurethane. It's quite good for these flexible tracks. It doesn't seem to crack or anything like that. So they're all ready and done. So that's well underway, and I'm hoping to get that actually painted probably next week. Like all done and dusted, and then it will just be a weathering stage. So I've got to say I'm really enjoying the AFV at the moment. We've got this now. This is nearly finished. Let me just pop this off of here. And this is the Flak Panzer Gepard from Tamiya. Now I absolutely love this kit. It went to I think it's like something like 35-year-old kit. And all the touches are absolutely excellent on it. It really is, you know, you think how old this is, and it's got all these movable parts. You know, all of this moves, you know, the whole lot. Okay. And then you can turn this around, and then in the back, you've obviously got another little section. Obviously, that all comes down as well. And then you've got the internals. Okay. So you've got all that inside as well. I'm sure you could probably get an inside kit, but that's just presses together. And then you've got, obviously, when this is in motion, this revolves round. Once once it's driving along, that goes down, and the radar sits like that. And that's how it is when it's in transit. Okay, and then obviously once it comes out and it's ready to be used, the front radar comes out. Top one goes up, and again you can all of this moves, the whole lot. That you see, it's really very good indeed, and it's really good because you can pose it how you want to in your modelling cabinet. And the aerials, I did the aerials myself with some stretch sprue. Okay, they come out really nice as well. It's got a flat coat on there. Did some very slight pre-shading. A lot of these that I saw, the research that I did showed that they were actually really kept in good nick, and they weren't shaded or anything like that. There's the rear end. Okay. Now all I've got to do, as you can see, I've done a few bits inside here. I've got a little bit more to do inside there, and then I'm just going to dust up the outside. I've got some mirrors. I've got to do the headlights yet as well. I've painted them, but I've got to put the clear on there just to give them that bulb effect. Obviously done the exhaust stains, things like that. So all that's left really is just to give a nice coat of dust up the sides and inside the track and the wheels and everything like that. But I really like that, and I've gone on a bit of a mission now. I've got to say, I've gone on a bit of a mission now, and I've decided that really I'm going to start building AFV. I'm going to give aircraft a rest for a while. And my next, I'd say 3-4 builds are going to be all AFE, because I really have enjoyed not only just building these two, but actually, you know, painting them, looking at research. You do, I mean, aircraft are great. Aircraft, you have to be really fine with your detail on it, but there's only so much weathering you can do on an aircraft, and I don't like to see aircraft bashed to bits. I've got to say, I like them reasonably, same as I do most models, to be honest with you. I don't like them overly weathered myself. Some of the guys, as I said, some of the guys do an amazing job. The guys who do over weather them, you know, really batter them up, are amazing, and artists in my view, because they really are good. I'm not that level yet, but you know, I have really enjoyed this, and it's a learning curve for me, AFE, because it is completely different to building aircraft. You know, in one fact, you build aircraft in bits, and this is, you know, again, it's, you build it all up and then paint it and things like that, and you know, doing the tracks, putting the tracks on, it's a separate component all in itself, you know. But I really enjoyed it, and I've gone on a bit of a mission, and I really like doing this anti-aircraft, and I really do like the look of a lot of anti-aircraft. So I've decided that that's going to be my main AFE theme. It's going to be anti-aircraft, and I've bought a few bits and bobs. I've got a list up on the site if anyone can help, of other stuff that I'd like to see. But this will be finished. I should put this put the last photographs on the thread. As you can see, I've done the tracks quite nicely. They come up really well with UMP washes. Get you in there. If you go onto the thread, you can see how I did that. But it's just a rust wash with a light dirt over the top, and they can't really. And the tracks look used, as you can see from the front. Okay, not too bad. Just a little bit, not too rough or anything like that. Just enough to have some wear, because obviously the more modern the armour, the less bashed up it's going to be usually. But anyway, so I've been completely turned over to the dark side, and I blame Schoof and Hollywood Modelling and Franz and you know, all you bloody AFV modelers who go to the dark side. Well, I'm here, and I've got to say I really enjoy it, so thank you very much, guys. It's something I wouldn't really have done, to be honest with you, if it hadn't been for ISM. Because I was purely an aircraft modeler completely. Right, next, one last thing that I built last month, which was very nice indeed, was the Tamiya drill. Woo! I actually finished the build. This thing is an absolutely brilliant bit of kit, and I've got to say, when I built it, when you watch the build video, you'll see that I'm a bit concerned about, because you can only get the smallest bit you can get in there is 1 mil, and I've tried it, and you can get a 0.9 in there just without losing it. But you know, I was a bit worried, because when you're going to go into small holes, you're going to have to start using the pin vise again. But Expo Tools come to the rescue. Now they do these bits that have these 2.5 mil shanks. Okay, and they go right down to, what's it, 0.6. And because of these 2 mil shanks here, you can actually get this in the 2 mil chuck now, the 3 mil chuck that's in there, so you have no problems reaching the size holes I want. And that's pretty much all the drill bits I'm going to need. And I also bought for it a little mini drill burr set as well. And now I've got this wonderful tool from Wilkinson's, and this was 10 quid. And it is an absolutely amazing bit of kit. It really is. I think I did a bit on this on the last show, but I'm not sure. But these bits will should hopefully. I think actually I've only just got them. They may or may not fit in there. If they don't, I can always fit them in the drill. They will fit in there. So, but I do like these little bird shapes. There's lots and lots of them. I might do a review on them, but there's not going to be a big review. But some very handy things from Expo Tools there for that. Yeah, so my completed build for last month was the Tamiya drill. I've done a build video on this. As I say, I haven't edited it yet, I haven't put it up yet, because I don't know whether it's any good, because Paul usually does the build reviews. But if I think it's any good, I'll put it up on the site next couple of weeks or so. But that's the end of my builds. Back to the show. Well, as you can see, the Gepard's nearly done, which I like that, and those ammo paints are lovely on that Jab Panther. I've got to say, I've really nice spraying those, and I finished a model with a Tamiya drill. Woohoo! But now we're going to go over to Paul, and we're going to see how Paul's doing this month and see what he's got going on his workbench. Over to Paul.
Thanks, Lee. So my little segment of the news show, a little bit of a waffle. We'll go over the upcoming prize draw for July. Surprises right behind me, fantastic. And we'll head over to the workbench and we'll go through my current builds. I've got one finished, couple in progress, one stalled, one's made good headway, and a new one as well, which I'll get to in a little bit. As you can see, got a Trumpy T90 behind me. It's a welded turret version. This is the July ISM prize draw thread, so prize. So head over to there, look for it, put your name down, just say I'm in, count me in, whatever you want. Random numbers generator will pick your name out at random, and you stand a chance of winning this. As always, supplied by Tamiya Value Kits. Superb prize. Tim gives us top draw prizes, really can't fault him. Month to month they vary between aircraft and armour. This looks superb kit. I've got the cast turret up behind me somewhere, and this is the welded version, and this looks absolutely superb. I haven't looked in the box, it'll get reviewed through the month, and I'm interested to see what's in there, whether I'm going to add it compared to the cast one. Probably will, because everything I review I end up buying. We've got the ME262, which was last month's prize, June, which Lee will announce in the new show as won, along with the huge birthday haul prizes. Some lucky bugger's going to win all those. A very, very lucky person is going to win that lot. That's going to be phenomenal. But the 262 reviewed is actually on my MacBook behind me now, uploading to Lee, so that'll be up just before the new show, fingers crossed. That looks like a good kit. I bought the 2-seater version on the back of it, so it does look a superb kit. Big fan of the 262, so looking forward to building that. Build wise through the month, D-Day GB started just before the last news show. The Mustang, which you saw, was started. That's come along well. Some fantastic builds on the forum. Lots of P51s, so I'm in my element there looking at that. That's absolutely stunning. Loads of other builds. Nigel Wells, absolutely fantastic, doing bare metal foil using bacon foil on his P51. Very brave man, very, very brave, and it's looking absolutely fantastic. But loads, big varied subjects on the forum, so if you haven't been through the D-Day group build, go and have a look, because it's absolutely stunning. Some of the work is fantastic. And yet again, it's going to be a real hard GB to judge. Myself and Lee and Gary Bottoms struggle to pick the winners, but some phenomenal work in there. My build stalled, which we'll get to in a minute, and I'll explain why. But I'll be back at it pretty soon, so it's not really a problem. Personal life, taking quite a big step this month. As you know, myself and my girlfriend are expecting our first child in September. So manic, getting stuff, shopping, buying every stuffed toy and shirt and clothes you can buy for babies, you name it, we've bought it. Doing the nursery at the minute as well, which is taking a bit of my time up. So yeah, looking forward to that though. Days getting closer and closer. Can't believe how quick the time's going, absolutely flying by. So yeah, it's certainly getting closer quickly. I think we're 2.5 months away now. Or just over, yeah, just over 2.5 months away. So it's flying by the time. So it's going to be interesting. We'll see how life goes from there. It's going to get busy. Yeah, and that's it really. So modelling's not been that productive this month. Done a fair bit, but not as much as I'd like to have done. Helping other people, our friends and what have you, is taken over a bit this month. But like I say, we'll head over to the workbench, have a look. Like I say, this will be up further in a month, and the 262 one will be up probably just before this new show. Hopefully it's been up. And as always, a Corsair video and an F15 video will be up shortly after. E-models have had the video for a week now, so when it got uploaded, it's anyone's guess, but it's there, it's painted. I can't wait to see the finished article because it's looking absolutely fantastic. As you're going to see in a minute, it's right next to me here. So what we'll do, we'll head over to the workbench, have a look at my current builds and where I'm at, and we'll see what's coming up as well. Okay, so over on the workbench now. A few ongoing builds, as you know. I've got the 2 video builds, a few of my own personal builds, and that's it really. The video builds keep me busy. Try and do one every 2 weeks if possible. Doesn't always work out like that. You know, I do them for free, so you know, my own time. And obviously life gets in the way, and they do get dragged out a bit. I wish I could make them a lot more often, but I make them as and when I can. But one's coming on leaps and bounds now, which is absolutely superb. We'll get this one first. This is the Tamiya 132 Corsair. Which I've been building 3 models. As you can see, she's all painted. We get on the side camera first. So you got 3 tones. You got dark blue, light blue, white, with the light blue undersides as well. You can hear my ferret outside going mental. It's a little bit dusty. It's been sat for the past few days. I'll give it a dust off for you guys. If I can find the old duster, which is behind, so forget that. But yeah, it's got a bit dusty from being on the shelf behind me, but nice to get it painted up. If you go to overhead camera, you can see the blue. It's a real nice dark blue, and you see the transition on the side from the dark blue to the light blue to the white. Same underneath. We've had a little bit of weathering underneath just to get the painting surfaces away. And we've got the light blue on the edge of the wings where they're folded up. Did do these freehand. I will tie them up and get a sharp demarcation between them, and the same on the front for the engine cowlings, which of course do lift off. I'm not going to take them off now, but we'll show it when we're complete. So this has come on leaps and bounds. Nice to see it in paint. Literally stayed up till I think it was about 1 o'clock in the morning one day painting it. Very happy with the paintwork. Did that in one go, freehand. So more than happy with that. We spin it around to the other side. She's the same on the other side. Trying to keep the random pattern. Tried to follow the colour out as good as I can. And obviously it gives a different effect this side because it raises it up a bit more. But she's looking the part. So next step on this is panel fading. Then we'll add some bleaching effects and then post shading. So basically that's using lighter and darker tones of the blue or the base colour. I like to lighten it, then do the panel fading, not always in the middle, to the edges, in the middle random spots. Then I'll do random figure of eights. Then I'll come back with a darker tone of the original base colour. Again, random figure eights across the ones I've already done, and what that does is gives a nice bleached mottled effect on the whole paintwork. Then I'll come in, and if I can, I'm not sure, because it is a dark colour, we'll post shade it and see what it looks like, but you can see a little bit of pre-shading through it. So it's already got a good start on the weathered paintwork, which is great, just the effect I want. Then we'll come back, once it's all decaled, add some chip in. I did plan to do this like a chipped effect. I was going to use salt, but I changed my mind last minute because I wanted to do a bit more deliberate. So we're not going to go that route. I'm going to do it by hand, adding random chips here and there around the engine cowlings, on the walkways, using a mixture of silver, airframe aluminium colour, and the primer colour as well. So hopefully that'll work out well. So that's looking well. We've got the prop done as well. The prop's absolutely huge, so it's been primed and the tips painted in yellow, so they need masking and painting up, but it's starting to come together now. And obviously you get your mojo back when you start seeing it painted, because it starts to look more and more just like you want it to. And as you can see on the side camera, it's a fairly big old bird, that's for sure. So that one's coming on great guns, so that's one out of the way. That's to one side. So there's the Corsair, that's how we're going progress-wise with that. We got on my other video build, which is the Great Wall Hobby F15. Again, the last video showed us getting it all assembled. As you can see, it looks like an F15 now. Canopy's mast. It was glued in position until I knocked it off about 10 minutes ago. So I'll glue it back in position before the next video, which will be coming up very shortly after the news show. All been filled, rescribed, sanded, etc. Polished. There's a little spot here where I wasn't quite happy. If you look on the overhead one, you can see it. Where I've just put a little bit of super glue filler in, let it dry, sand it off, buff it off, we're ready to go. Very enjoyable build. Wish I could build a lot faster than I am, but like I say, time constraints get in the way. And with being a video build, I need to take my time. But big bird, very big in 1/48. It's going to look nice and impressive in my display case right next door to my MiG-29. So looking forward to getting it done. Next step in the video is exactly what we've done in the Corsair, ironically enough. We've got priming, pre-shading, base colours. There's only 2 base colours on this. The overall light grey and the dark grey camo pattern. Again, bleaching weathered effects, a nice wash, landing gear, decals, job done. So I reckon 3-4 parts left in this now. And that'd be nice to see this come together for the first ISM build. So again, something I'm really looking forward to as well. So that's a fantastic kit. Highly recommend if you're looking for an F15, because it is a superb kit. We'll get to my Panther next. I'm just going to drag this out the way I've been working on, because I've been working on this cutting mat. So we get it overhead so you can see. Got various components. So I just moved the tank out of the way without knocking it off. Pop it there. Various components. So we've got the Magic Tracks. They've all been assembled on the road wheels, pretty much how I wanted, with sag in the top, so they'll just be put round, popped on. Love these things, they work absolutely brilliantly. Needs a little bit of glue here and there, but you can see the sag on top. Again, once it's on, I can change that round as I like. We've got the tow cable, just the one, so that's been painted and missed off with buffable, buffed up, and then we'll hand paint the Dunkelgelb on the ends there. So that's nice and simple. We've got my other one with the chip and sponge on, which you get to in a minute. All the road wheels have been done. They've all been sprayed in the ammo Dunkelgelb, which I got the whole collection a few weeks back, so I've tried out on this. Seems to spray very nice, and very nice light coats. They're going to take a little bit getting used to, but no real problems, no blockages, no clogging, nothing like that. Just a little bit of needle tip drying, but you get that with every paint. I made a mistake on this. I was laughing with the guys on the hangout the other week saying I always paint the rubber wheel, the rubber colour first, then use my circle mask. It's a universal circle mask to mask the centre and spray it. For some reason I painted the middle Dunkelgelb and then had to hand paint all the tyres, which is exceptionally boring. I won't do it that way again, but it worked alright. Not perfect. Had a bit of damage to the wheels, I don't know if you can see, but we've added chips and cut out marks on the rubber just to give it that less universal look. So they're coming along well. We've got the side armour, the shirts in, is it, for Hendrik, who likes to tease Cohen about how it's said. So these are, I've missed off random ones around the tank, we'll get to it in a minute. And I've added damage mainly to the front, where we've got this one that's been ripped apart. So it's going to add a bit of interest to it. And that's it really on the bits and bobs. The tank itself, again, was painted in the ammo Dunkelgelb colour. And then freehand did the camo. I did the green in Acan colour. I just bought a load of Acan paints. I wanted to try the olive grun, and it came out really nice. Mig saying in his line of paints that the olive grun's darker, and apparently it's a mistake it being that light and it should be darker. Whether that's true or not I don't know, but I chose to use the Acan. So it's all been painted up, hand painted all the tools, glossed and decaled, and I've just started to add some chipping effects around the turret, which I'll show in a second. All the tools, there you go, there's some of the side armour. So these two are on, they're still loose, they all come off. We've got gaps here, and then we've got a damaged front fender. So if we could spin it around and show you. So I basically thinned out underneath with one of our 180 sanding sticks to thin it. Pair of pliers, just twist it to get the impression of bent metal. Then this one, that sits at the front there, like it's hit something, a little bit of damage. And as I say, you got the odd one missing as we go around. A lot of PE on this, PE spare track holders on the back, as you can see. So it took quite a bit of work getting the PE done. Chipping on the turret, I've only done the chipping on the turret so far, not on the actual hull itself. A little bit of guidance, try and do this differently. I've got my own techniques for armour, but I tend to drag it out a little bit, make it a bit overcomplicated. So I thought this time round, I'll go the Mr. Cohen Campbell way. So a little bit of advice off Mike. He's been showing me the way he does his. Not that I don't know what I'm doing, I just want to see a different aspect. So I've been doing it a totally different way. The same stuff, it seems to be just slightly different way round. My biggest complaint about myself with armour is I overdo chipping. So I did this the other day, showed Mike. He gave me a few pointers, I took a little bit more of it off, added it in different places, and we both seem a bit happy with it now. So it's nice to get Mike help off Mike. He's a cracking bloke, always there to help you. Cracking guy. All the time in the world for Mike, I really have. So yeah, like I say, going a different approach than I normally do. It's a bit different for me, but it's nice to see. All the tools and what have you were painted in the ammo tool set colours, and they are superb. Spent a few happy hours on the hangout painting all those, if you can see them. The wooden blocks need a few touch-ups here and there, but the rest of the tools look good. Like I say, got all the road wheels down there. Exhaust, the jack's been hand painted as well, sorry I shot. And we've given the exhausts a base coat in, trying to think which colour it was now. I think it was actually the ammo rust colour. So we've got a few different rust effects that I'll do on that. I've got the light colour rust set, a few pigments, and we'll get that done. Got the anti-grenade pins in the exhaust, as you can see. I drilled them out, added them in, and that's it really. So like I say, it's a cracking tank, cracking kit, and it's a nice unusual subject being a reconnaissance Panther. This doesn't have a main gun, this is a fake barrel, it's a wooden barrel. There's no gun workings in here, no armament at all. It's actually basically like a little conference room inside, reconnaissance table, etc. And it is just a fast reconnaissance vehicle. Cracking little kit. The only armament on this is the MG on the mantlet there. But it's a cracking kit. Like I say, chipping, I think that's come out really well. With a good guidance off Mike, I've toned it down quite a bit. And it's certainly looking the part now. So next step for this is get the rest of the hull chipped. Then we'll start adding some different effects, filters and what have you, pin washes, get some pigment on it. I'll start getting together. So nice to build armour again. I haven't built armour in a long time. It's been at least, it's probably been nearly a year since I last built armour. I've got my fully photo etched KT boxed in there. That's coming out for the ISM Shelf of Doom GB, which if we just look at my calendar on the ceiling, starts the 1st of August. So that is my subject for that. So hopefully this won't be taking me too long. Really enjoying it, especially on the hangouts with the guys, because it's nice just to sit there and chat rubbish and paint away and what have you, because it's not something you can do with aircraft really, because you're back and forth all the time. But no, that's looking really well, so made up with that. Next up is the Tamiya 132 P51 Mustang I'm building for the ISM D-Day build. As you can see, fuselage all together, we're glued, a little bit of filler underneath, a little bit of filler needed on top, bit of rescribing. Interior is looking well, come out very well indeed. Got all the engine framework on, the engines in, all the components. Again, came out very nice. I've dry fitted all the magnetic covers for the engine, they fit superb. The problem being is with having the Corsair on the go, so that's two 132 Tamiyas, and they're not, you know, they're not small undertakings to build. There's a lot to them. Each step is like a kit in its own. I kind of got a little bit burnt out by it, and it's my favourite aircraft, a kit I look forward to building for a long time, so I don't want to be, you know, dreading working on it. So I made the decision today to, this is getting shelved for about a month. Corsair's a few parts away, so hopefully it's about a month away from being done, month and a half. I need to build something else a bit quicker to get my mojo back, as everything's at the same stage. They're all at paint. This will have its wings on soon. This will be ready for primer, pre-shading, you know, alclad finish. So it's going to be added again, and I'm not relishing the thought at all of being at the same stage all the way through. So it's been shelved. It's a cracking kit, and I really want to do it justice. Not that I've rushed it now or ruined anything, but my mojo's a little bit worn out from it, just from having the other 132 on the go as well. And like I say, if you've built them, you know they're not easy builds. They're quite, you know, long drawn out affairs, and each step is like a kit of its own. So that's been shelved for a while, only about a month. I'll be back at it pretty soon, don't worry. It is my favourite aircraft and I will not be leaving it. But what I'm going to do in the meantime, this is a kit I bought a few weeks back, and ever since it did, it's been calling at me. I've got Tamiya's 148th IL2 Sturmovik, and these figures as well. So what I'm planning to do, if I put this so you can see, I'm planning to build that. It's 148th. I know that it's supposed to be a fantastic kit, goes together really well. So I'm going to build that for Cohen's curse screw build. Hopefully it'll be a quick build, shouldn't take me more than a month to build. I've got a nice little base in my cupboard behind me, which will probably do like a grass covered airstrip kind of thing. I've got these two guys here which look absolutely stunning, beautiful resin figures of a pilot and a commander, I suppose he could be, I have no idea, but it looks like this guy's telling them what he's just done. I flew down here and around, so they'll be added. They'll be stood next to the aircraft shooting the breeze, and I may even add a Russian type staff car vehicle on there as well, where this guy's come out of. I don't know yet, I'll see, but I just fancy doing something quick, something I can build like that. This should go together really well. It looks absolutely fantastic kit. I mean, it's 148 and its RRP is £55, so it's not a cheap kit at all, but it looks absolutely stunning, and I am really looking forward to building it. There'll be no review of it because I'm just building it for myself, but surface detail looks great. I mean, you get the masks, which to be fair, you've got to cut out yourself, so I think I'll be buying some Eduard ones for that. Nice decals, hopefully they'll fall to bits as Tamiya ones often do, and it's going to be a nice masking job there. But as soon as I bought this kit, I didn't pay £54 for it. I think I paid about £32 off eBay delivered, brand spanking new. I've actually got the ACAN paint set for this as well, so again, something fantastic to build, and I'm really looking forward to this. So I'll start this on Saturday, which is when Cohen's curse group build starts. It's on for a month, so I'm not sure the exact dates because I'm useless with days and dates. I never know what day or date it is. And it's going to be a fantastic group build. I'm glad to be able to take part in it because I didn't think I'd be able to. But I think this is a niche that needs scratching, and I'm looking forward to building this. A nice Russian bird, which I always like, not in that way. So really looking forward to this. I think this will get my mojo going again. Not that my mojo's really gone, it's just a bit sapped by the 132 builds at the minute. I mean, 2 video builds, 2 132 builds. I've got 2 tanks because the Challenger's behind me, which hasn't moved on at all. But I enjoy them all, but I just can't cope with the 2 132. So once that Corsair's out of the way, because I've been building that since August, it's a long time now. That's been a real intense build for me. I'll enjoy the Mustang more, and that's it. So you'll see this started probably just after this airs. I think this will go up Friday or Saturday, depending on when he gets it up, pardon the expression. So hopefully this will be started by the time you see this. So I'm hoping to fly through this build again, pardon the pun, and see where we get with it. Okay, last before we go, my one completed build this month. This was very nearly completed last month. It was for the ISM Night Fighter SiG, which I was glad to take part in. I always try and take part in the SiGs if I can. Not all the time, you know, do I have the spare time to do it, but if I can, I will join in. This was a great build, and this is just what I need at the minute. This is why I'm building that IL-2. It's a quick build. It's not, you know, a huge aircraft. It doesn't take forever to, you know, weather and paint and put together, and you just get through it quick. I think I built this from start to finish. I think it was about 3 weeks. It might have been a few days longer, and that was after having the trouble of it falling apart after the super glue kicker reacted and split the fuselage open. It's the Hobby Boss ME262. I'm just going to give it a little dust whilst I'm chatting to you guys. It's been in my display cabinet for, well, a month now. I finished it just after the news show, which is a bit gutting to miss it, but it's in this one. I very nearly forgot about today as well, to be honest, but we're here. So cracking kit. It's a £13 kit you can pick her up for. Goes together very well. There's no real fit issues. The gun bay covers are a little bit iffy. I've left one open. That's how I wanted to do it, and you can see the fit difference between the right side to the left. There is a substantial difference there. But if we go to the aircraft now, as you can see, we've got on the side one first, and I'll zoom in a little bit. She's on my display stand, base rather. So good looking aircraft. It's a prototype on the VO56. It's got the antenna on front. Like I say, no real dramas building it. It went together really well. Absolutely really enjoyed painting this one. If we go to the right camera, I'll show you. I did a different tactic on this for the splinter cam. As you can see, we've still got a hard edge, but if I come close, it's not a totally hard edge. It's very, very slightly feathered as such. And the way I did that was with plastic hard sheets. I cut out the splinter cam shape. I then spaced them off the wings using white tack, so got probably 5mm gap, and then keeping the airbrush at the same angle all the way across as I did each part. That gives us a nice, it gives us a hard demarcation line, but it's not totally perfect like you get off masking tape. So to the eye, it gives a real nice soft edged effect while still retaining the splinter cam. So really happy how that turned out. We've got the mottling on the side, as you can see on both sides. If I turn around, I've got to be careful on this, there's lots of little things to knock off. Mottling the two-tone splinter cam with the Sky, well the Sky, I say RLM. I think it's, was it 6002? I think it was, I forget now. Doing that long since I built it, I completely forgot. Underbelly, and as you can see, the make sure I don't knock anything off. There goes the canopy. The riveting and panel lines underneath are absolutely beautiful, really accentuated well by our wash. As you can see, all those panel lines are popped out really nice. And like I say, no real dramas with the kit, went together really well. I'm not a fan of overly weathered aircraft, so it's had a wash, UMP wash. Lots of paintwork fade, and I don't know if it's going to show on camera that well. I can't really see, I'm blinded by my studio lights. But what we did, we painted the base colours, got the cam down, and then we come back with lighter and darker tones of the base colours, and we added panel fading, figure of 8 in a lighter colour, then figure of 8 in a darker colour. What that gives, you get the panel fading, so it looks like a faded panel. You then get the figure of 8 in a lighter and darker, which adds a bleached effect, like it's been weathered by the weather, basically, sun and what have you, and that gives a real nice tonal variation to the paintwork, and that's how I like to weather my aircraft. Like I say, we displayed this with the with one of the gun bays open, as you can see here. That's been painted in Mr. Hobby Buffables, dark iron, buffed up, a bit of an oil wash in there, and we displayed one of the casings, well, the covers open. The antenna on the front weren't too bad to put on, left them off to the last, and the beautiful engine cowlings there, painted in Alclad, absolutely superb. Got the antenna wire on the back, which goes through the canopy, as you can see if I can catch the light, there we go. Again, using easy line, absolutely superb. So adds a bit of interest to the kit, and I'm really happy with it. Looks absolutely superb. It's one of my favourite kits today. I'm a big fan of the 262, so always enjoy building this. I think it looks great. I'm not quite critical of my own work, but even I think this looks quite good. I had one flaw, which was, and you might not be able to see it, on the front armour plate you can see a bit of paint. We had bleed through the top of the canopy, which is a real shame, but there's no way of fixing it now other than removing the canopy complete, and as you can see it is that entire panel all around there, so I'm not even going to bother. So chalked up to experience, as you do with every build. Not everything's going to be perfect, but it's the way it is, unfortunately. You know, stuff happens to me, not everything goes right, and it just goes to show the biggest drawback to the kit with the decals. They were absolutely shocking. I will admit, and I'll say it on camera, they were crap. They just literally fell to bits before you even got them out of the water most of the time. Really bad decals. I managed to salvage all the ones I needed for the kit, i.e. the actual prototype aircraft markings. The rest, the Balkan Cross and the swastikas, I got up my own decal stash, which was lucky that I had. So if you buy the kit, bear that in mind, but for sake of a few decals, absolute bargain of a kit, really good. And there's a few other guys built them on the forum. Guppy's got his on the go. Patrick, I think his is very nearly complete now, and I really enjoyed it. Like I said, this is what I want with the Aleutian, the Sturmovik. I want a quick build that goes together well. You see your results fast, rather than the build that takes like 6 months, like some of the Tamiya ones do, the 132s, and that's where I need to get the old Mojo flowing again. But like I say, very happy how it looks. It looks good on the base as well, and I'm really looking forward to doing that Sturmovik now. Like I say, panel line detail is absolutely beautiful. I think I see the overhead on the sides, it really does pop of our wash. The UMP Dark Dirt turned out really well. I'm very happy with that, so there you go. So there's my builds for today. Like I say, lots in progress as always. One stalled, which is unfortunate, but we'll get back to it soon. We got one complete, which I very nearly forgot about and put it at the end of the video, and one that's about to be started on Saturday. So that's it for me today, guys. Hope I haven't waffled on for too long. Thanks for looking at what I've been doing. I'll take you back to Lee, and I'll see you guys next time. So see you on the forum. Take care, guys.
Right, thanks for that, Paul. Very good indeed, mate. You're prolific as usual, and doing really well. Some cracking builds there, mate. We're just going to do, before we come to an end of the new show, we're just going to do a quick thing. Obviously, a big thank you to all of our sponsors. First of all, obviously, Sean at S&M, Surfer sponsors all our SiGs. Thank you very much, mate. We've also got John and Mandy at Models I'll Go, who sponsor all our group builds, our GBs. Thank you very much, guys. We've also got Tim at Value Kits, who also sponsors our monthly free prize draw. Thank you very much, mate. And we've got obviously Ultimate Modern Products, who sponsor main draws and long-term group builds as well. We've also got to say quick thank you to Great Wall Hobby this month for contributing towards our anniversary draws. Very much appreciated. And also to Wildhouse, Neil at Wildhouse Models as well. Thank you very much, mate, for donating that Stasis pod as well to our monthly to our anniversary draw. And I just want to say thank you to all of our sponsors. Obviously, without you guys, we wouldn't be able to be where we are and offer all these smashing prizes to all our members. So thank you very much for all your input. So that's the end of the show, and it just leaves me to say thank you very much for everyone who's entered into the prize draws. Obviously, you've contributed in any way, shape or form to our Google+, Facebook, YouTube or forums. Until next month, take care. Bye-bye.